Hello dear viewers, welcome to TV Math Hub. In our today's session, we want to look at Senior 5 Mathematics, and we shall begin with question 1.5. Question 1.5 says, James, a skilled builder, owns a rectangular piece of land in Kampala, Uganda, which he plans to fence using barbed wire to secure his property. After surveying the land, he determines that the width x meters satisfies the equation. So this is the equation given, which is satisfied by the width x. And the length y, which is greater than 1 meters, is determined by the equation, which is also given here. They are saying James purchases barbed wire in rolls, each 2.0 meters long, which is costing 100,000 Ugandan shillings per roll. We need to calculate how much money James needs to fence the entire perimeter of his land. So, since we are interested in obtaining how much money James needs, first of all, to obtain this money here, we must know how many rolls he will need to buy. And to know how many rolls he will need to buy, we must know the dimensions of his piece of land. In other words, we need to first of all get the width x and also obtain the length y, such that we can obtain the total length of his piece of land. Now, to do that, to obtain the width, we need to first of all calculate for the value of x using this given equation. Now, let us begin by looking at this given equation and see how best we can obtain the value of x. Now, to solve for the width, we shall consider the given equation. And since this is the given equation, we realize that this equation will hold for when x is greater or equal to 2. Because when x is equal to 2, this given expression here will come to 0. But when x is less than 2, you realize that this component here will be undefined, or it will give a complex value. So for that case, the value of x to satisfy the given expression, and most especially to satisfy this component, it must be greater or equal to 2. Now let us see how best we can solve this. To solve this, our aim will be to eliminate the square root sign. And to eliminate the square root sign, what we do is to square on both sides. So we shall square on both sides. We square here, and you square here. So you will square on both sides. Please don't square each of the terms. When you square each of the terms, you will get something wrong. So if you have two components here, square this at once, square this at once. So when we square on both sides, this and this will cancel, you get x minus 2, and we shall remain with this expression. So we need to expand and simplify this expression using the expansion of a plus b squared, which is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, or else using 1a minus b squared, which is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So when we use this expansion here, this becomes a, this becomes b. So it means you will have this a squared, and that will be the square of the square root of 2x plus 3, which will give us this. Then b squared is here, so b squared is the square root of this part, which will give you x plus 1, then minus 2ab, then minus 2 times this, then times that. So that's why we have this given expression, and which is equal to x minus 2. Now, from there, it means we can simplify this. 2x plus x will be 3x, 3 plus 1 will be 4, minus this given expression, which is equal to x minus 2. So from here, after simplifying this, we shall get this given expression. So from here, we shall try to simplify this further by taking this one the other side, and let us bring everything on our left-hand side. So we shall have 3x minus x, which is 2x. Then 4 minus minus 2 will give us 6, so which is equal to this one taken on the right-hand side. So from here, we can divide through by 2. When you divide through by 2, this will give us x plus 3, which is equal to the same expression. Now from here, we shall again square on both sides to remove the square root sign. So when we square on both sides to remove that square root sign on the right hand side, then we shall get this expression. So this is the expression we shall have. So from this expression, you need to simplify it we already know the expansion of a plus b squared, that this is a squared plus 2ab, then plus b squared. So likewise, expanding this will give us x squared plus 2 times x, then times 3, then plus b squared, which is 3 squared, and this will be equal to 2x squared plus 2x plus 3x, then plus 3. We are trying to expand this. So this will be same as having x squared plus 6x plus 9, which is equal to x squared plus 5x, then plus 3. So try to simplify this by bringing everything the other side. So 2x squared minus x squared will give us x squared. 5x minus 6x will give us negative x. Then 3 minus 9 will give us negative 6. So from here, you know how to deal with quadratic equations. You know how to solve quadratic equations using either factor method or the quadratic equation. So using factor method, you'll be able to have this as x minus 3 into x plus 2, which is equal to 0. So from here, it means either your x will be equal to 3 or your x will be equal to negative 2. But looking at the condition that we stated, that for our expression told x must be greater or equal to 2. So you realize x here is less than 2. And for that case, we shall discard. We shall discard x equaling to negative 2, and we shall remain with x, which is equal to 3 meters. So this implies that your width, is actually 3 meters. So we have got the width. We can now go on and get the length. So to obtain the length, the length is obtained from this given equation. But remember, your length should be greater than 1. So let us see how best we can solve this given expression so we can get the length. Now we are given the expression, which is log 2 of y minus log y of 8, which is equal to 2. The first thing to do here is to make sure that the bases are the same, and you must still recall from the change of bases that if you have log a of b, if you want to change this to log c, then you will have log c of b divided by log c of a. So this is from the change of bases. Now we shall do the same. We can express each of these in terms of log 2. So to express this in terms of log 2, this is already in log 2, so we need now to look at log y of 8 to be placed in terms of log 2. This will be log 2 of 8 divided by log 2 of y. But 8 can be expressed in terms of 2, which is 2 to the power 3. Then we divide this by log 2 of y. So this will be same as 3, log 2 of 2 divided by log 2 of y. But log 2 of 2 is 1, so you will get 3 divided by log 2 of y. So if you get that, it means your expression, your equation will become log 2 of y minus, this is 3, minus 3. It will become minus 3 over log 2 of y, which is equal to the value which is 2. So from here, you need to let log 2 of y to be, for example, a, and for that case, you will have your a minus 3 over a, which is equal to 2. So multiply through by a, and this will give you a squared minus 3 is equal to 2a, which you can rearrange to have a squared minus 2a minus 3 equaling to 0. So from there, it means you can easily factorize this again. This is a quadratic equation which you can easily solve. So when you try to simplify it, you'll be able to get a minus 3 into a plus 1, which is equal to 0, implying that your a is equal to 3 or your a is equal to negative 1. So having obtained that, having obtained our a at 3 and our a as negative 3, you need to remember that you had let log 2 of y to be equal to a. So it means log 2 of y can be equal to 3, or log 2 of y can be equal to negative 1. But still, you need to remember that from logarithms, if you have log a of b equaling to c, this can be written in index form as b is equal to a to the power c. So that is from logarithm. Still, we can write it in the index form as that. Now, for that case, we shall write this as y, which is equal to 2 to the power 3, or else y is 2 to the power negative 1. So you will have your y as 8, or your y as a half. But remember that y is greater than 1, and for that case, this will be discarded, and your value of y will be 8 meters. So this implies that your length is actually 80. Your length is actually 8 meters. So we have obtained the length of the land and the width of the land. So what we need next is to obtain the total perimeter of the land. So what will be the total perimeter of this piece of land? So the perimeter of this piece of land will be same as 2 into x plus y, that is 2 into width plus length. So we understand that perimeter is same as 2 into length plus width. So that means you will have 2 into 3 plus 8, and this will give us 22 meters. So after obtaining that, we can easily obtain the number of rows, because we understand each row is of length 2.0 meters long. So if that is the case, that implies that the total number of rows that will be required for the barbed wire will be same as the total perimeter divided by 2, and that will give us 11. So it means James will need 11 rows of barbed wire, and for that case, you need to remember that each of the row was at 100,000 Ugandan shillings. So if we need the total amount, so we shall need to get the number of rows, we multiply by the cost of each, and this will be same as having 11 rows times the cost of each row, which is 100,000, which will give us 1.1 millions. So thus we shall say that James needs 11 rows, and these 11 rows will cost him 1.1 Ugandan shillings, and the question will be answered. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Yeah.